let's talk about the vintage of a wine and why it's so significant to indicate during the winemaking process. So by definition, the vintage of a wine is the year that the grapes were harvested to produce that specific wine. For example, in this case, this Barolo has a vintage of 2020, which means that the grapes were harvested in 2020. But why is this important? So the vintage directly reflects the specific weather conditions that were experienced in that region at that particular time. And that could actually vary from year to year. If a particular region experienced an extremely hot and dry summer, you can expect that to directly translate into the grapes that were produced and the wine that comes from that. In this case, you're likely to get a wine that's fuller in body because the warmer temperatures allow the grapes to develop more sugar, which eventually translates into alcohol and less acidity. Not to mention those tannins in the grape skins, they become more mature and develop, so they create more texture in the wine. And the fruit flavors that these grapes are able to develop will be more rich and ripe as opposed to tart and less complex. Alternatively, if that same region experiences milder conditions in terms of weather, then the grapes are likely not going to fully develop and express themselves as they would in our dry, warm climate situation. And ultimately, those grapes will have lower sugar content, more acidity, which create a lighter, more refreshing profile in the wine. And this is all because the specific terroir of that region just varied from year to year.